Child protection is advised.
Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Welcome to Theory of a Blind Man. I am your host, Whistler, for today. And I just want to do this quick video. Hopefully it's quick. Depends on how many people want to participate in the chat. We'll be talking about this recent article. It was shared out on some social media sites. I originally saw it from Greg Keefe. And I kind of want to talk about it and go through the article and see if it will affect the blind community as a whole. So we'll be talking about that. We're going to actually read the article as well so we can get a feel for where it's coming from. Now, this comes from the Inquirer. Now, when I hear that name, I think not credible, just because of National Enquirer, you know. But anyway, it's a local paper out of Pittsburg, Pennsylvania. So we're going to be going over that, as well as talk a little bit about the joint stream I'll be doing on Independently Blind's channel later today. Yes, I'll get my screen up. And all the links to everything that I'm talking about, along with Independently Blind's Facebook page, is in the description box below. Where am I? Okay, screen. Hold on. Start cam. There we go. Let's get to comments. Okay. Now I'm going to pull up the article and we're going to go through that. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find any sourced links in this article. And again, the link to the article is in the description box below. So yeah, I really have nothing to verify one way or the other. So this pretty much is a hypothetical piece at this point until I can actually find the bill that is proposing these changes. And of course, the title is something about, you know, Trump wants to slash disability income. Anyway, here we go.
Trump administration proposes Social Security rule changes that could cut off thousands of disabled recipients by Alfred Labrano. Updated, December 12, 2019. The Trump administration is proposing changes to Social Security that could terminate disability payments to hundreds of thousands of Americans, particularly older people and children. The new rule would change aspects of disability reviews, the methods by which the Social Security Administration determines whether a person continues to qualify for benefits. Few recipients are aware of the proposal, which is open for public comment through January. Critics of the plan liken it to the administration's efforts to cut food stamps, among other entitlement programs, with insufficient information offered to explain curtailing benefits. Social Security officials declined to comment. For years, Republicans have argued that Social Security benefits need to be reined in to save money. The new rule, advocates for low-income Americans say, is just a way to push people off the disability rolls. I have serious concerns about this proposed rule, said U.S. Senator Bob Casey, D.PA, adding that it appears to be yet another attempt by the Trump administration to make it more difficult for people with disabilities to receive benefits. In a similar vein, U.S. Rep. Brendan Boyle, a Northeast Philadelphia Democrat, said, "These changes seem arbitrary, concocted with no evidence or data to justify such consequential modifications. This seems like the next iteration of the Trump administration's continued efforts to gut Social Security benefits. Typically, Americans who are too physically and/or mentally impaired to work may be eligible for one of two kinds of benefits: Social Security, disability insurance, SSDI, or supplemental security income, SSI. While SSDI is for people who have worked at least 10 years, SSI is for low-income recipients who have seldom, if ever, been employed. More than 16 million Americans receive either SSDI, 8.5 million, or SSI, 8 million. SSI benefits can run to $770 a month. SSDI payments, which are based on lifetime earnings, can range from $800 to $1,800 monthly, government figures show. Merely getting benefits is an extraordinarily difficult task, often taking years and requiring applicants to compile reams of documents, then state and restate their cases in front of hearing officers, adjudicators, and judges. Explaining the proposed rule change, Kathleen Romig, a senior policy analyst and Social Security expert at the Center for Budget and Policy Priorities, a left-leaning nonprofit in Washington, said, "Parts of what's happening are mystifying, and it's very complicated. The new rule is the government trying to kick us out of SSI," said Jahan Johnson, 34, a single mother of 3 children, 2 of them on SSI, in Northeast Philadelphia. Johnson, who is bipolar and suffers from scoliosis, is also on SSI. "What they're doing is wrong, and making life harder." Jahan Johnson, a single mother of 3, gets disability benefits. "The process is a burden," she said. "Those already receiving disability benefits are subject to so-called continuing disability reviews, which determine whether they are still deserving of compensation for an injury, illness, or other incapacitating problem as their lives progress. Not everyone gets reviewed within the same time frame. A person with a grave illness such as Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, is placed in a category called medical improvement not expected, and is subject to review every 5 to 7 years. A low birth weight baby, on the other hand, is categorized as medical improvement expected, and the case is reviewed every 6 to 18 months, because growth and change are anticipated, Romig said. A third category is medical improvement possible. All 3 categories are based on existing medical standards meant to help officials decide whether benefits are still warranted, said Kate Lang, senior attorney at Justice and Aging, a Washington-based nonprofit that focuses on health benefits for low-income older adults. The proposed rule change would create a 4th category, medical improvement likely, which would mandate disability reviews every 2 years, creating an additional 2.6 million reviews over the first 10-year period. An estimated 4.4 million beneficiaries would be included in that designation, many of them children and so-called Step 5 recipients, an internal Social Security classification, said Jennifer Burdick, supervising attorney with Community Legal Services in Philadelphia. When applicants try to receive disability benefits, they either have one of a list of specified medical impairments, or they suffer from a combination of disabilities that make working difficult or impossible, Burdick said. The latter group are Step 5 and are entitled to SSI or SSDI benefits. According to federal law, they are typically 50 to 65 years of age, in poor health, without much education or many job skills. They often suffer from maladies such as debilitating back pain, depression, a herniated disc, or schizophrenia. The inclusion of Step 5 people in the medical improvement likely category appears to make little sense. Advocates for recipients say, medical conditions generally deteriorate as already unhealthy people age, and no evidence exists that such beneficiaries are likely to improve, Burdick said. Labeling them that way is a radical departure from past practice, she said. There's no medical or scientific basis to say they'll get better. Compelling Step 5 recipients to be reviewed every 2 years shows a hostility toward the basic Social Security Act, which takes a holistic view of the individual, said Jonathan Stein, a former community legal services attorney who's working with Burdick. He said he believes the ultimate aim of the rule is to review Step 5 recipients so often that they ultimately lose their benefits because of the difficulties complying with the review process. There's an underhandedness to this, Stein said. It's ideological, not based on medicine or science. Lang, of Justice and Aging, said simply, they're out to shrink the rolls, and they're setting people up to not comply. Stein cited writings by Mark Warshawski, Deputy Commissioner for Retirement and Disability Policy at the Social Security Administration, who has often proposed eliminating the criteria of older age, low education, and unskilled work experience in determining eligibility for SSI and SSDI, and in March, the Conservative Heritage Foundation, which often provides underlying rationale for Trump administration policies, released a statement that said, factors of age, education, and experience do not and cannot cause workers to be disabled from performing a work. Only physical and mental conditions should qualify individuals to receive disability insurance benefits. Asked about the appearance of taking benefits from vulnerable Americans in an election season, Lang replied, I don't think they care about the optics very much. They're just focused on saving money.
Whoops. So, yeah, there you have it. Very interesting indeed. Now, let me know what your guys' initial thoughts are on that article. Do you have a fear that it will affect your disability income or supplemental income being blind or visually impaired. And I will go to the chat, see if there's anything going on right now. Hey Christine, how are you doing? Yeah, it is serious news because I noticed in that quote unquote step 5 category that it involves something about back pain or depression or schizophrenia. I didn't know schizophrenia could be considered something that you'd get healed from or get improved or improve on. So I don't like that idea personally. Now, whether or not they are categorizing the step 5 people into that third category, so they have to be reviewed every 2 years just so, or just to weed them out of the system. 2 years, I don't know. It's hard to say. It could go either way. And if we go through the track record of governmental programs or bills and stuff like that, there has been many instances where that has been the case, where they just like will slowly weed it out and just make it more and more difficult for people to comply, and then they'll just drop it or be kicked out or whatever. So it's unfortunate. Mother Ya Blind Diva, how are you doing? Everything Blind, welcome. Yeah, it is, Christine. Have a safe travel to the meal train, and good on you. Joke work, exactly. I don't think it does either. It wouldn't make any sense because, from what I understand, the legally blind categories, they do vary. It depends on, let's say, so I had a friend in high school. She actually had a chemical burn when she was working in the lab. So she had temporary disability for blindness until it basically went away. So she was in the third category of improvement. And she got her eyesight back a month later. But still, she was blind, you know. If you have no eyeballs, you're permanently disabled. You're blind, permanently blind. From what I understand, MACD, RP, Skarsgård, all those eye conditions, there is no real chance of improvement. There may be a stable condition, but there's no real room for improvement. So they would probably fall under, what was it? The first category, I believe it was. I'd have to go back through and look through it. Yeah, personally, I don't think it would affect me personally. So if you have that label, and in the description box below, I say, just to be sure, you can actually call Social Security Administration and talk to them and see if it would affect you or not. And find out what your categorization is. Do they consider you temporary blind? Do they consider you permanently blind? Or, excuse me, disabled? Ability Mama. What's going on, lady? What I miss? Well, you can click on the... Which link is it? Well, okay, so in the description box, there is the link titled Original Article, I believe. That's the article that we are going through, discussing the whole Inquirer piece, talking about how... Let's see, what is that title? Trump... Something having to do with Trump cutting disability. So what it sounds like is they're trying to combine Step 5... and again, this is an internal designation by SSA of people with disabilities. Step 5 persons, which include back pain, hernia, what else? Depression, schizophrenia. They're trying to group those into the category of medical improvement possible, I believe it was. Basically saying that they could improve on their conditions. So the controversy is that that isn't actually the case, and they're just trying to make it hard for the Step 5 individuals to comply with these laws and basically weed them out of the system and save money. Right, exactly, ability. Yeah, so that's why I don't think it's going to affect the blind community as a whole at all. Gotcha. Caught up there. So yeah, that is that article and my thoughts on it. Basically, it's I don't think it's going to affect us. And again, if you're unsure, find out what your primary doctor or your insurance has you labeled as far as your disability goes, and then you can verify that with Social Security, and see if they can tell you which category you fall under. If they say anything about I don't think they would actually tell you if you're step 5. I think, again, that's an internal designation only that they've been using. Who knows? Maybe they're weeding that out as well, just because they're internally classifying people incorrectly, perhaps. So that could be another reason why they're getting rid of it. But who knows? So if you find out what you are, and again, I doubt anybody here watching or that will watch falls in any of these categories. I just wanted to put it out there in case anybody was freaking out about the title, which was clickbait. It was total clickbait by the part of the Inquirer, to say Trump's cutting disability and hundreds of thousands of people may be cut out. And I guess it would have been a little difficult to get more specific on the title, maybe. But so yeah. That is that. Oh, exactly, Jason. We're not step 5. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been saying this whole stream. But thank you for the segue. For the rest, if you find the links in the description box below, I'll be joining Jason today on Facebook.com/independentlyblind for the creator package giveaway. You need to go over there and check it out. You need to find his video on Facebook that says time for the creator package giveaway or something to that effect. Leave a comment and a like on that video, and later today he will be live drawing the winner for that. It comes with a Rode Lav Smart microphone with a Rode 20-foot cable, extension cable, plus a chest harness to hold your iPhone or your phone, whatever, and a tripod / selfie stick with a wireless remote. And then that will be this evening, sometime after 5. So stay tuned for that. Any questions, anybody? You are welcome, and thank you, Ability Mom, for being here. If you get paid on the 3rd, you're good. Perhaps. Yeah, I know some people get paid on the 1st. Some people get paid on the 3rd. And I can't remember which one is which, but I believe it's basically SSDI on one day and SSI on the other day. But again, those categories apply to both to an extent. I was on both actually for a while, and I don't know why. I hope they don't screw me in the end over that. If you get paid on the 3rd, you're good. That almost rhymes. Yeah, so original article is linked in the description box below. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Give it a like. Don't forget to share it. If you're watching on Facebook, give it a like. Don't forget to share it. Also, a while back, I mentioned that you could subscribe to Facebook Live videos. It's not actually subscribe. I saw it today. When you click on the video, there's that more option, and you can select the option to be notified of all live streams. So if you want to hit that, you could do that as well. I'd appreciate it. So that 218. That's a good short little show. Good short little show. Okay, if you got any more questions, let me know, you guys. My mic is a little hot. Let's see how that sounds. I don't like hearing the keyboard typing. There's a lot of fuzz too. What's going on with that? Huh. I'm pretty sure I have a noise gate on my mixing board. I just don't know which one it is. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this show, you guys. Again, head over to facebook.com/independentlyblind and follow those live streams. That way you can be notified of when the creator package giveaway will be happening, which will be this evening, as far as I know. But we will see. So, until next time, everybody, I wish you guys a happy day and all that great stuff. So, take care. And I am still here, just in case anybody leaves a last minute chat. But you know how I do it. I give you guys a couple minutes to say goodbye in the chat or whatever, last minute comments type of thing. So I'm still here. Like I'm typing this. Yes, disease. No, not really. What had happened was I had a head trauma way back in the day, 2000-ish. And it detached my retinas. They tried to repair them. That surgery gave me cataracts. They replaced my lens. That surgery gave me neovascular glaucoma. They put a valve in my eye. And eventually I lost all usable sight by the end. Well, late summer 2003. I'd actually woken up January 17th, 2003, completely blind out of my left eye because my retina had literally exploded from the stress of the trauma some years back. So that is what happened to me. And I will add Theory of a Blind Guy. Yep, so that was that. Oh, and before I forget, like I always do, you can check out my new podcast on Google Play Music or whatever it is, or Apple Podcast, or anchor.fm/Theory of a Blind Man. You can now ask your Alexa device to play Theory of a Blind Man or play Theory of a Blind Man on Apple Podcast, and she'll do that for you. It's an amazingly easy platform to run. So if you guys are ever interested in podcasts, check out anchor.fm. And this will be uploaded to the podcast as well. All right, everybody. I'm going to be getting out of here. Have a wonderful Saturday. Excuse me. And I will see you on the live stream at scratch that, on Independently Blind.